Hey, welcome to Ice Age TV and Decisions. What do I drive today? I love the Hellcat Charger here because there's so much exhaust note. That doesn't have it so much. Kids calling me. Yeah. So anyways, what are we going to drive? We're going to drive. So I think I'm going to take out the Gold Rush. I barely have driven the Gold Rush. So I think this is the Gold Rush day. How about we do a little drive around in the Dodge Challenger Gold Rush and see what you think about this car versus the blue car. What would you drive? I mean, if you could have either car, which would you take? If you're a YouTube subscriber, reach out and say, hey, Iceman, I'd take that blue Charger. I think just badass. Or no way. I want the Challenger retro look. And that's the more badass looking vehicle. Change out the exhaust on it and wow. What's really interesting is I was thinking to myself, this has a sunroof on it, but it doesn't. For some reason, I thought this had a sunroof package, but it does not. So, all right, let me jump in this little bad boy here and start my review of the day. Have some driving time and danger. My subscribers reached out this morning and said, hey, what happened to that extended cab Raptor blue truck you're looking at yesterday? I'm like, oh, no. Yeah, that's right. That was a really cool looking truck. And, yeah, I don't know. I texted my sales guy, and I don't know. It's like that truck just came in or something. I have no idea. But, yeah, that's a cool truck. So, who knows? All right, let me get my things in order here to get out of here, and we'll have some road time conversations and some Hellcat stories. All right, first thing is to do, let's start this bad boy up. See how she sounds. Get the exhaust out. Yeah, see there? It's nice. It's not radical. You know, it just doesn't have that radical, like, you know, ba-boom. But it's nice, but I need to change that exhaust out. Keep the car, you know, that's the thing. Spend the money and then I give it to somebody else and they reap the rewards of my never-ending buying cars addiction. And, you know, then they get the thrill that I didn't get. Cool though. It's so retro. Let me pull this thing out of here and get my work day going. As we get into the bad boy here. And so still, just that big ass motor. I'll tell you what, man, the days of these things are disappearing. You know what I mean? How much gas do I have? Not bad. So there we go. And let's see here. Get her moved up a little bit here. Let me get loaded up and we'll go from there. All right, how's that look for the Dodge Hellcat Widebody Redeye 2021 Gold Rush Package Edition? Looks pretty badass. You know, it's interesting. The Scat Pack package looks the same, but it doesn't sit the same. This definitely sits lower to the ground. But this does sit lower to the ground because I had the 392 Scat Pack Edition with the same paint theme, same setup, same wheel and tire, same fender flares. But the Redeye seems to have the suspension down a little bit more. Can't remember if I had the performance spoiler in that one or not. Not sure on that. So, all right, let's get her going. See that? 2 CVOs. That's because I have 2 CVOs. Our CVO. This is my one CVO over here. Another one's down in Florida. Wow, hard to believe. We'll be down in Florida before you know it. All right, and the race is on. My license plate tag, I think, is crooked. This little thing's a bug you, right? All right, here we go in the Gold Rush day. We're doing the gold. What incredible weather! Look at the trees. I'm going to be cutting grass. The landscape guys will be jumping up and down. I mean, grass cutting's going to start early. Just be unbelievable. We just live in a weird times, man. What is going on in this freaking world? You know what I mean? I mean, just beyond believable. What's going on? All right, I got to plug in. This thing doesn't have the wireless ways, so I got to get my thing down here plugged into. I don't like the way Dodge does this. You got to freaking plug it in down here. Pain in the butt. I don't think Dodge did a very good job on the layout of this vehicle. You'll sit here for 10 minutes doing this. All All right, here we go. Another day of adventures in the Mopar. It's Mopar days. You notice that? Mopar days. Yesterday, I had to get the Ford Power Boost serviced. And now, really, I can't remember if I have these things programmed right or not. I do. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. I'll tell you what. Warm. My kid's right. I dressed way too warm today. See, in this car here, it's just terrible on... It's a terrible design. I think they did a lousy job on the freaking layout of this car. Here's the FedEx guy. Wait for that guy. Get on the road and don't hit anybody and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it's another day of driving down the road and all about you get back home, if you know what I mean. And this thing here will attract some attention. So for those that are wanting to get squirrely, that'll happen if I'm not careful. And here comes the dump truck guy, garbage man. Do I get to follow him? Hopefully not. All right, so right now we're in the regular mode, and so we're not in the SRT mode. So I'm just doing that just so that you kind of hear the car, and we're, you know, with the GT500. Once again, it ruins it for everybody else because of the tunable exhaust. You have the change of exhaust capability, has the rev matching. So for the Ford Mustang, you know, once again, I hate to do it, but here's the windows. Look here. Is this automatic roll up? Nope. Nope, it's so stupid. You can't do the auto roll up in this car. It does have memory seat thing. That's pretty good. That's a nice fit option. But it doesn't have that aggressive thing. So let's go here now. So let's go to SRT. And let's go to the pages. Let's go to Sport. And then let's go to take the traction control, put it back on. So I put it back on right there. That's what's very important. So now, this thing definitely has a little bit more of an attitude. Not radical, but like the exhaust note didn't change. The downshifts, it's a more aggressive shifting, but it's not like what you get in the GT500. So I just don't know, but I get it. I mean, it's a straight line car. This is all about that. Steering wheel now is tighter. Brakes are the same. Suspension will be a little more taut. Transmission's going to be a little bit more active. And it's just got going straight. What's he doing? This has become a very busy road. It's incredible how many people cut through. So now we're on the main road. What type of temperature do we have here? We have, no way, 53 degrees. But this is the all-season tire. So this tire is not going to be an issue as far as being is more weather related per se. So now it's kind of stuck in that little gear. A lot of noise. So I gotta bring the windows up. This thing gets a lot of noise. And yeah. All right, Dad's looking for me. The other guy's looking for me. Everybody's looking for me as I today and ride around in the Hellcat Challenger, which I barely have driven. I can't remember when I drove this thing around. I just can't remember when I actually rode around this car and kind of did my little routine of yickety yakking and talking. My mirror's way off over there. Got to change that as I drive down the road here. Get that there, so everything's functioning properly. See, it's a quiet car. I mean, this is it's a road car. You just can't emphasize enough that the Mopar product is such a road car, and which makes it a great over-the-road vehicle. Boy, I tell you what, I turned on the controls. Too hot. Tell you what, today would be a heck of a motorcycle riding day. I mean, no lie. That would be the better pick, but now I used to do that. I really did. I used to ride my bike so much. Tire pressures are good. Somebody did 103 in this thing. Who was that? I don't know. I don't know. Fuel economy 13.8. What's that all about? We got to change that. But you know what? I've ran this car a lot. Just let it idle. I wonder how my oil. Pretty sure they did an oil change in this thing. I'm gonna go back to the. Go over there. This will tell my oil change. Trans. Oil pressure, life, 97%. So yeah. So Carvana is showing 6,000 mile oil change. So they're doing like every 3,000 or whatever it may be. So we're back to the. So yeah. So just a really comfortable car. This is no doubt a car that you really can drive just all over the country and world. I mean, it's so comfortable. It really is. That's just incredible. It's hard to believe that. 700. It's basically an 800 horsepower car. For anybody that doesn't know a lot about the car, it's the Demon motor. It's the Redeye is the Demon motor. So when they did the Demon 3,000 car or 3,500 cars, whatever, 3,300, whatever it was, when they did that run, what was that? 2018? I can't even really remember. That they did the run on the Demon Challenger. Prepped for track racing. You got track tires. The front tires were narrow skinnies. The rear tires. You got a whole crate, Demon crate set up to go to the track, and it has the capability to you put it on race gas and blah blah blah. I mean, there's so many things that Demon car has to really make it what it is, but it's time consuming. There's a video out there of the two guys, like the British guys, that do videos and show them getting the Demon all set up to race against like the GT500 or something. It's just like the GT500 is like ready to go. The Demon's got to get all this special preparation, changing the tires out and doing the intercooler chill thing or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of pretty cool to watch it. But anyway, so the whole point is the Redeye package in the Dodge Challenger Hellcat. So you have a Dodge Challenger Hellcat that has one motor, and then you have the Dodge Challenger, what they call Hellcat Redeye, that has a different motor. And each one has different powers. The Redeye basically has, let's just say, 100 more horsepower than the non-Redeye setup, and it's the AKA alias Demon motor. So it's the Demon motor in the hiding. And I guess if you look at the motor, I get kind of confused here every now and then, but the Hellcat motor is like an orange color. I think this block is black. Pretty sure it's either the heads or something like that. I'd have to get more in depth on it. So yeah, so this is a more limited production build Hellcat car. So this car here has really good value to it, and it's more sought after, and that's why I bought the cars, because it has the Redeye package, which is the motor setup, and then the inner chiller, or whatever, the chiller thing that's supposed to chill down I guess your supercharger, and there's a lot more in depth in it than I've just read about lately. So for anybody watching my channel, I have so many cars and so many damn vehicles. To be fixated on one vehicle and just to know every little fine detail all the time of everything I have. Yeah, right. Is this the 808 setup, or is it 797 setup? I think this is the 808, 808 horsepower, I think. But it used to be 797, but I think they bumped it to 808. I don't know. Then the 707 Hellcat went to like 714 or 717. It's just infinite. And then the Black Ghost, it's going to be revealed like March 21st, is going to be maybe the Elephant motor setup, that 426 crate motor so many people wanted but you couldn't get. So that's the next last run of the Dodge. Be so lucky to get that thing. That thing will go for $1 million. Yeah, somebody pay $1 million for a car, you watch. You think I'm kidding? No doubt in my mind. They're already make a few of them. I don't even know what the run is. Is it 200-300 of them? Maybe. I'm not even sure. I don't even know. But we'll get more details on that in March. March is already about here. So you hear this thing? Do a little burping back there. which is nice. Has a little bit of an attitude. And for sure, if I was to take out, I guess, the resonator, delete or whatever, with all the language here of these cars, yeah, I mean, this thing definitely would have a little bit more of, you know, you hear that? It's the soup. That's what you hear so much in these cars. And after driving the Ram TRX, you know, how does this compare? Well, already this thing's 100 more horsepower. This thing is at least 1,500 pounds lighter. My guess would be the Ram TRX is at least 6,000 pounds. I would guess it's a 6,000 pound truck. It may be a 6,400 pound truck. So this is like 4,400 pounds. So no doubt in my mind, this is 1,500 pounds lighter, if not 2,000, 100 more horsepower, lower profile for the wind resistance. You know, those big trucks, it's a wall. Those things are just so big, they just run out of energy because it's the physics of the world. If you're pushing a piece of plywood down the road and the wind resistance is horrendous. Yeah. Why didn't Ram build a frickin' 2-door or even a 4-door lowered package? I just don't get it. I guarantee you a 4-door Ram truck, spec'd out right, Hellcat setup, lowered would be a hot item. I can guarantee you. It'd be a badass truck, and it'd be fast because it wouldn't have those big ass tires. It wouldn't be sitting so high up in the air. It would be a lot of that. There's no doubt in my mind. If that truck was available, yes, I would be all over that. The Ram TRX, it's a big ass, you know, jump in the truck. Did you see how small those side running board steps were? They were pathetic. You get out of the truck on a slippery day, you're just gonna fly right off that frickin' running board. Very dangerous, very poor design. It needs to have the retractable steps, but it's all about money. But that truck's such a base truck. That truck, I bet you, came in at like 78 grand. So in auction, with the auction bring, probably 85. Is Kuhn's trying to make 8 grand off that truck? I would think so, yeah. 10, maybe. And, for the chimes, it's time to change. And that's what's so interesting. I talk about this morning, just in my color conversations. I'll be the first to raise my hand and tell you, to think that the car market, as healthy as it is, I just can't believe it. I really can't. I'm blown away. But is the market changing? I don't know. I'm not seeing it. I go to cars.com and kind of just look at the different trends in the market. You look for cars, especially the specialty cars, and you just kind of, it's not like there's a ton of them out there. Still very, the Ram TRX is still a very limited supply, very challenging to get. Until that changes, it's not going to be a truck that's going to be like a steal of a deal. And that's what I was hoping. I was really hoping that these $94,000 Ram TRX trucks would come in the market. You pick one up like 80. Yeah, that was really my thoughts. 80 grand, spec'd out truck. There you go. But to go look at a truck that's 94, that's really about a $78,000 truck. Yeah, for me, it's like there's just nothing exciting about that. You're hearing this motor, so here's the ball game. Why would they have minus? You think the plus would be on the left. Kind of weird. Plus is on the so I'm going to go to get this thing into 8th gear because she's really up in the high revs. So here we go right now. And for anybody following my channel here, listening to me today, follow. Yeah, what a joke. Maybe you're listening to me. Yeah, are you hearing this truck? You're hearing this car? Yeah, I'm in trucks and cars. Like, I watched the Dodge Charger Hellcat video, and it is incredible how the engine, or I should say the exhaust nose, radiates through that interior more than I realized. I have hearing aids, so my hearing is not at the best. It's challenging for me to hear things like others hear things. So when I watched that video the other day, I was like, wow, that Charger Hellcat really resonates a lot of noise. And right now, I would think in this video here, that you're getting a decent amount of feedback on the exhaust note of this car. Yeah. I wish the guy that owned this would have done some exhaust mods to it, but not radical. But oh well. But the good news is, this is like an all original car. I mean, one thing for sure, like I haven't tinted the windows because I don't know. I mean, my original thoughts were I'll probably flip this thing and make some good money off of it. You know, so I thought maybe keep it more original. Like the guy that bought my GT500 that tinted the windows. Oh, here we got a guy coming up the way here. He's gonna go all the way. He's going all the way over here. This can watch. And the main highway is just right up the road here, which he's just literally not that far away to get on the big stretch. And see how far they got. They're on a Ram TRX. The red looks good. Looks really good. Yeah. Saying way too many things. Way too many conversations, right? I mean, just yikes. Yeah, so anyways, the adventures of the Hellcat motors. Yeah. That's why I kind of want the TRX truck. I can have the Hellcat family. You think about it, if I was like the total Mopar enthusiast that I used to be, more so than the Ford, then I would have these Hellcats. I would have the Jeep Grand Cherokee Hellcat. I'd have the Durango Hellcat and the Ram TRX Hellcat. Now think about that. What if I had all those Hellcats? Wow. That would be pretty cool. You know, years ago, if I didn't get sidetracked by the Ford product, think about that. If I would have been more focused on it, I probably would have that. Ooh, man, this guy, easy, man. He's just crazy. This is the crazy. This is the sunshine brings out the unique ones. That's for sure. So you hear that? You know, these roads up here, and that's the thing about this area up here, everybody hauls tail. So like in that Ram TRX truck, if you're doing 75 miles an hour and you nail it, I just can't see that truck being, I had the Ford F-150 Super Snake two-door truck, and that's one of the reasons I got rid of that truck. It just was like, on the open highway, you just kind of got into it. It's like, yeah, you know, it's all right, but it just doesn't, it wasn't mass separation of me, you know, walking another car if I want to get into it. And that's the thing. It's just kind of like, you know, versus this car here, when you get into it, I mean, it separates. I mean, it's like, bye-bye. You know, I mean, you're at radical speeds very quickly. And today be riding a bike. So many years ago I'd do it, but not anymore. Too much work, and it's not fun. But kind of all the motorcycle riding all the time on my motorcycle, working off the bike, and it became such a chore of getting on the bike and off the bike and on the bike and off the bike and on the bike, and then just all the traffic and everything. Eventually, I was like, I'm losing my fun factor of riding a motorcycle. I mean, that's what happened. I mean, sincerely. This is really okay. Good. This person here, you just hit this thing and just. So they're thinking, I mean, you know, bing bam, I mean, ding dong. Yeah, I mean, that's where the Ram TRX, there's no way it's going to do what I just did. And my F-150 Super Snake, same thing. For the speed I just hit, there's no way that those vehicles will do that. It's more about the look and the noise of the truck, which has that, you know, really nice, badass look. I get it. But at the end of the day, the real, where we are in power of getting that incredible thrill, I don't get it. I just don't get it. That's why it needs to be a lowered two-door Hellcat setup in the truck. I mean, that's what it needs to be just to be more that race truck, but nope. That's why that race truck, that Ford F-150 truck, would I give that up for that Ram TRX? I would not. I would not. That freaking Ford F-150 lowered two-door truck that I have, that is a blast. That's more fun than the Ram TRX. Yes. Now, I know anybody out there would be like, well, yeah, but you don't have much room. Oh, I get all that. I'm just saying the fun factor. The fun factor, that truck is more fun. Yes, more fun than my F-150 Super Snake Shelby that I had. I was really wanting to drive out a Raptor R. I gotta drive. At some point, I gotta drive a Raptor R and Ford F-150, that is, not the Bronco, and just see what that thing really does. But I think it's gonna be the same story. I think it's gonna be, for the most part, like, yeah, it's a nice truck, which, you know, that's what I'd like to figure out. Let me eat my own words on that, right? Yeah, we're about 15 minutes in. You know, I like to yickety yak, I like to talk, right? I gotta put my little spot mirrors in this thing. I didn't do that. Why didn't I do that? All right, we'll take a time out here. What a beautiful day, but tell you what, this is the type of day where do the motorcycle cops hang out and hide on the side of the road. I mean, this area here, further up, there's these undercover motorcycle police officers that ride like Kawasaki's or Suzuki adventure bikes, and they're all in green, and you can't see them for anything in the world. And sure enough, you know, you start doing these crazy speeds, and there it is. You know, they got you. But already some people are way ahead of me doing some 90 mile an hour. There's some 90 mile an hour guys already going down the road. If you look way up there's a guy went by me just a little while ago, and he's gone. But let them be the pacers. But this doesn't have adaptive cruise, which, because of the intercooler challenge, so you just go the regular old cruise and set it at that. And you know, that's the thing. You kind of get so used to this adaptive cruise control, you get spoiled, and you know, you got to manage this a lot more. You got to be much more attuned, because this car ain't going to slow down unless I put the brake on. See how quiet this thing is? I mean, this is just a road car. I mean, once again, it's just a car that just wants to go down the road and do its thing. So is it in 8th gear? I don't know. Yeah, it's in 8th gear. So these are RPMs for this type of speed. Speedo's correct. It's interesting. You kind of hear like a little whine noise. And I thought my other Challenger that I had, the Octane Red with the peanut butter color interior, that'd have been pretty cool. They would have done a peanut butter interior in this thing. That'd have been creative. And that had like a rear axle wheel, like a whine. And I had him check it out, but I thought for sure that car had a bearing issue. So how we doing on our fuel economy? Where'd that go to, right? Hey, wait a second, that top speed changed. Anybody's following my channel. Interesting. So we're at 20 miles a gallon. Those Mustangs will never get this. Believe it or not, these Hellcats get better fuel economy than the Mustang GT500. I mean, even the 5.0 Mustang. This thing here, borderline, is probably about the same. Come on over this guy here. So here's something that's pretty cool about this car. You can see on the screen here, I've got 53 horsepower, 8th gear, okay, G-force. Going on there. It's not really doing much. Here comes a guy. A Speedy Gonzales. So I'm going to have to hit my brake pedal because the Beamer lady has cut me off here, but it'll be alright. So you see there's the power right there. That's pretty neat. So I'm using 23 horsepower. All here, so you go to engine. See there? Isn't that pretty cool? Just shows you everything's going on in the car. And right now I'm kind of downshifted. There we go. Let's go to gauges. See what that shows. The timers will be for your racing and all. Gauges, see that? Oil pressure. Timers here. foot. See that? Shows you if you want to see your speeds, quarter mile. So that 60 foot's the most important part if you're a real racer. I haven't done anything. I haven't gone out and tried to do all the stuff, if you know what I mean. Here's the dyno. Let's see what the dyno says. There's your dyno, power, torque. Isn't that cool? Got all this stuff just right there. Pretty neat. Gotta get this thing into 8th gear again. Yeah. History. I like it. Pretty neat, man. See, there's your power. Pretty cool, right? It's where we are with all the technology. Hover about this 20 miles per gallon. So, not too shabby. Watch out there, trucker man. Walmart man. A lot of trucks out. If trucks are out, that means they're delivering goods. People are buying stuff. Right? See there? See there? I didn't even get all of it. You know, I'm in this area where the copies hang out and hide, which I ain't gonna find them today. I'll pass on that.